Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie, and in today's video I'm going to be playing with some holographic eyeshadows. I know, who knew this was a thing? I've seen some holo pigments here and there previously on Instagram, but for the most part it was a loose kind of pigment, almost glittery, and I don't really particularly love chunky glitter, kind of like the ColourPop glitters in their palettes or their singles. Just anything that has a bit of a larger particle, I don't really prefer to use those. So when I saw Marta using holographic pigments on her lids and they were pressed, I knew I had to try them, and it's all thanks to her. I will link her YouTube channel and her Instagram down below in the description box. She's the one that introduced me and a lot of other people to Glam Shop, so I'm very thankful to her. She has so many videos using their eyeshadows as well as beautiful looks on Instagram. You have to check her out. So as of right now, Glam Shop has 5 pressed holographic type of pressed pigments, and the reason I'm calling them pigments is they're technically glitters, but they're not like chunky glitters. They're very smooth. They almost don't look like glitter at all. They look like a pigment. They're just behave more of like a pressed eyeshadow versus a glitter, and these are eye safe approved in Europe. And so I have 5 shades. I did already do some swatches in my previous video. Make sure you check that out. I basically swatched all of these shadows, beautiful shadows from Glam Shop. There's some Turbo Glow, there's turbos, and then the holographics as well as mattes. So we'll link that down in the description box in case you're interested in seeing that swatch video as well and seeing these swatch. So I will do more swatches in this video, but these are the 5 shades, and I like that there isn't just like one holo shade. I would say this shade right here, which is a Efekt Holo, is the most like typical kind of holo that you see out in the real world when you think of holo. So then there's this one next to it, which has more of a greenish base, but I would say these two are probably the most like holo effect, while these 3 are a little bit more on the neutral side, so they're a bit more like wearable holos, if you will. So we have a gold one. This one is more of like a warm toned brown, and then a cool toned olivey brown. So this video I'm going to show you looks with these 2 in particular, so that I can show you one that looks really like the typical holo, and then the other one which is gold, which is more neutral. So that's what I have on my eyes right now, and I create a whole look and I'm putting them on my lid. I am not going to be wearing them all day because I do plan on filming another video after this, but I will try to wear them for as long as I can to give you an idea on how they last on my lids. And I do have oily hooded lids, so I usually have some sort of creasing issues, but these do have some sort of a binder in them so that you can just apply them without a glitter glue. So now onto some very holo and beautiful swatches and then the 2 looks. I'm going to prime with the Be Perfect eye primer, and I'm going to be using the Efekt Holo and then the gold or nude holo, because I feel like the Efekt Holo is like the typical kind of holo, if you know what I mean, while obviously the kind of nudish gold one is a little bit more like a neutral holo. So I want to see and have you guys see just how they both look as different types of holos on the lid. So I'm gonna use the Naughty palette for the like gold or nude holo. I haven't decided which one yet. And then I'm gonna use the ColourPop Fade into Hue, I think, palette. It's been a minute since I used this palette. So Efekt Holo has like pink and silver in it, but I mean the flux really just shift all kinds of different colors. So I'm first going in with Lovecraft from the ColourPop palette and putting it in the crease. I kind of want that pink in there. So you know what I realized? Actually, the shade from Milk Cosmetics Millennial Pinks I think would be really cool for the outer corner to deepen it up and just kind of play off of the silver. So that shade is called GF, and I think this will be a really interesting combination. I should have just dipped into this palette, but I honestly forget that I have it sometimes because it's not really good. shimmers especially are not really anything to write home about. So I'm just popping that on the outer corner and kind of blending it out into a wing. I don't mind the mattes in here at all. I think the mattes in this Millennial Pinks palette are pretty great. I haven't really encountered any issues with them, but it's the shimmers. Okay, so I'm dipping into Efekt Holo and I'm just using a brush to apply it. I did not put down any glitter primer or glitter glue. I think these already have some sort of binder kind of built into them. So I'm gonna see how it is applying it without, and then on the other eye, I'll apply it with, just to see how it is. But it's so, so cool. It's not like gritty or anything. I do feel like I wanna go over it with a finger just to kind of smooth it out. It's, if anything, a little bit chunky, but it's not like glittery, like the glitters that are in the ColourPop palette. So I'm just gonna go over it with my finger, kind of trying to feather out the edges in the corner. I'm going in with my finger. Yeah, with a finger, this just like kicks it up a notch. It definitely puts on a thicker layer as well, but I think that's good. So I would say there's probably two ways you can apply this. One with a brush if you wanted a little bit less of a like obvious hollow, and then you could also lay it on with a finger, pretty thick I would say, but like not like ugly thick, like it doesn't look like it's accentuating any skin texture, and that way you'll get just like much more of a hollow look. So I feel like with the finger application I really didn't need the glitter glue, like it just swiped on pretty nicely. And I'm just gonna go in with the blending brush and feather out the edges here. I feel like there's a little bit of a harsh line. So for the second look, I'm dipping into the Huda Beauty Naughty palette. I'm going in with Rough in the crease. And then I'm gonna take some Hypnotic and put it above. So this is gonna be more of like a neutral hollow look, if there is such a thing. I'm taking Naughty and putting it on the outer corner to deepen that up. Just pretty simple 2 eyeshadow look. And on this eye, I'm gonna go in with Zlote Holo, which means gold. Zlote means gold. And this picks up just super smooth. Like it looks a little chunky, but it just picks up super smooth. So let's put that on. Oh my goodness, it's so good. That's super easy to lay down. I can definitely see the hollow. I don't know if it's translating in the camera right now, but I will definitely make sure to show it off to you. But I can really see it in real life. This side is definitely more subtle. This one's a little bit more obvious, but it's not like super, super obvious. So this is just how much is left on my finger still. To finish off this eye, I'm going back in with GF from that Melt palette. And apparently there was shimmer on this brush previously, so there's green shimmer under my lower lash line now. And then using a Lovecraft. And then for this other eye, going in with Naughty, connecting the lower lash line with the outer corner. And then going in with Hypnotic. So here is a Efekt Holo. And here is Zlote Holo. I'm really excited about both the looks and I can't wait to use the other 3 shades. Let me know in the comments below what kind of look you would like to see with the other 3 shades. And I definitely prefer the more hollow one. It is the most obvious on the lid, as you could see, but it is nice to have an option for something a little bit different, another spin on a hollow, and it's a little bit more neutral. I think the formula on these is just very unique because they look pretty flaky in the pans, but once you swatch them out, they feel almost like a little bit more like thick, and they just smooth out really nicely, which I love that. I also love that it doesn't accentuate skin texture. I love that they're not big glitter particles that like to accentuate skin texture, because the moment you put them on, they just feel a little like heavy, like there's a layer of something on the lid. So I really do like these so far. I like that I can't feel them on my lid. It doesn't feel like a glitter, you know? These are obviously very magical and just fun to play with and to look at. And I'm so glad that I got to try Glam Shop, especially these hollow press pigments. And I'm just really excited overall about my Glam Shop order. I highly recommend checking out my other video where I do some swatches and I do 2 looks featuring the other eyeshadows that I bought. So that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup, shiny, shifty, sparkly eyeshadow content already on my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.